will bring to the stage the Walton Service or Sustainability Services team.
Okay, so this semester we partnered with again continuing the work of Tyler Eglin with the Walton School Sustainability Solutions Services. In the previous semester, we're working on can you go to the next slide. Producing 5 20-kilogram spools of filament and using those spools to produce a product that we can give back to the community.
Thanks for giving us a quick introduction. I guess we'll kind of introduce ourselves first. My name is Katie, and I'm a sophomore studying sustainability.
I'm Noemi. I'm a junior studying sustainability.
My name is Maddie. I'm a sophomore studying sustainability also.
My name is Cameron Yeager. I'm a senior studying business with focus on sustainability.
My name is Ronaldo Moreno. I'm a graduate student focusing on environmental policy.
All right, and so for our main project, we decided to work with the protocycler, which is a 3D filament maker or extruder. Now, before we kind of dive into the project, has anyone worked with this kind of machine before? A show of hands. No one? Okay, well, hopefully we can give you guys some insight about what it is, what some of our challenges are, and why we're so passionate about this. Starting off with our project vision, which is that our project team would find the opportunity to be able to recycle some plastics and really encourage a plastic circular economy to create connections within the community and be able to create products for local community members. And so that was our main vision, and we really wanted to do this because we wanted to take some of that wasteful plastic that would either be diverted to landfills and cause ecological harm. We want to try to use that kind of waste and turn it into something new, like a new product, or in this case, like new children's toys or educational material. And for our project, our main SDG goal that we talked about was number 12, which is responsible consumption and production. And the target that we most kind of oriented ourselves with was target 12.5, which is by 2030, substantially reducing our waste generation through prevention, recycling, and reduction. And then using these targets, we wanted to, they kind of motivated us to follow through with this project. And the main reason why we wanted to use the protocycler as a way to recycle this filament is because of this SDG goal. And we really valued the main mission of what this SDG goal represented. So that's kind of why we wanted to use the protocycler and be able to recycle this filament and try to create it into something new.
And then our key objectives for this project was first like making like some kind of handbook for the protocycler, because it's really kind of like you have to know how to use it and there's a lot of specifics. So just like something for the next team to really like be able to understand how to use it properly. And then we were also have like an objective of making and like 3D printing designs made out of the recycled filament that we created, which is our third objective of creating 5 spools of recycled plastic, which we were not able to complete in this semester.
So troubleshooting, we had quite a few issues on this project. First issue was first day in the office, the protocycler was jammed. So the way the protocycler works is you drop your shredded shards of plastic into this little bin, and this auger rotates and feeds the plastic into the machine, and that was jammed. So we had many issues with that throughout kind of the entire semester. And after reading the user manual, we kind of discovered that the machine can't handle kind of 100% recycled materials. I think it had to be at least like 50% like brand spanking new plastic, and then you can use a combination of recycled materials. So that kind of defeated the purpose of our project, since we wanted to, use 100% recycled materials and turn that into filament. That was one thing we were kind of struggling with. Thank you. And then we had a non-functioning puller. So the way this machine works, we have this spooler where the plastic connects, and this rotates at a certain rate. And then inside here, you'll see right here, this kind of squishy wheel, which kind of spins at the same rate, so kind of pulls the plastic evenly. And that puller wasn't working. And so when we were trying to extrude throughout the process, the spooler would be spinning. And then since that, is gripping the plastic as well, but not moving, just kind of creating some friction, kind of ruining our kind of total extrusion process. That was another really big issue we had. Next was the grind time. So in the protocycler, you can drop, very specific plastic that needs to be shredded in there. And unless you want like a 4-hour arm workout, it takes a long time. And then graphic kind of explains, it would take over 3 hours to create 2 tiny cars. So we kind of, and that's another reason that this prototype wasn't very optimal for what we were trying to accomplish. And then software issues, half of our laptops would not connect to the machine, no matter how many times we downloaded, undownloaded, re-downloaded the software. And once we were able to do it, sending commands to this machine, it's kind of complicated. There's so many different variables you had to adjust, and using the software still like message A to B wasn't kind of getting through. So we really weren't able to manipulate the different variables in the extrusion process as we wanted to. And 3D printer head jam. Outside the prototype, we had a 3D printer that we were testing out like possible things to print. And in this picture, you'll kind of see. So this is the head right here where we'll be printing out of. And inside of here, there's kind of a huge buildup of plastic. We don't know how or why that happened, but that was an issue where we're going to kind of test out different products. We want to kind of see what we want to do with.
Despite all those issues we've had this semester, we're still able to create or gather information for the next group and add on to the handbook that last semester's team was able to begin and have really good notes on, but this way that the future teams have additional information to not start from ground zero, but to build off our experience from the semester. Additionally, we were able to print about 10 of each of these spirographs and octopus toys for the nonprofit Arizona's for Children. This nonprofit we're working for helps children throughout Arizona, and they get about like 100 or so visitors to the center per week. So when communicating with this nonprofit, they wanted interactive products for these children, and like also educational items so they could do some learning. Some things we learned this semester with this team was that of different types of plastics that there are, such as PLA and HDPE, as well as their properties and their melting points. Additionally, we also learned extrusion theory and how difficult that could be with this 3D protocycler. This protocycler and the 3D printer and all the different technicalities of the plastics. Yeah, we had to build patience with the technology as well as with each other. And finally, with this project, we learned a lot about communicating with each other, communicating with our project partner, Tyler, as well as GreenLight, to get the full support and resources that we needed to continue on throughout the semester despite all the technical difficulties we were having.
And then if you want to learn more about Walton Sustainability Solution Services and what they do, you can scan these QR codes, and the top one will take you to their website. And then the bottom one is like contact information. If you guys have any project ideas or anything that you'd like to send to them, feel free. They're very into any kind of circular economy projects and other big scale projects as well. And then if you want to connect with us on LinkedIn, this is our name that we use. And yeah, thank you guys.
All righty, does anybody have any questions for them?
And I'm sorry if you said this, was there a type of plastic that you saw was the most recyclable?
So the question was, is there a type of plastic that is the most recyclable?
Probably like PLA or HDPE. They don't really lose much like structural integrity. How many times you melt them down and like kind of redo them.
So that's PLA and what?
HDPE is like high density polyethylene.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Gemini, is there any in the chat? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Where were you guys getting your plastic from?
We collect a ton of bottle caps. GreenLight collects them. I know Ashley knows that we have a ton of bottle caps, and like bottle caps are just really easy because it's basically the plastic that we're able to melt. Because not all plastics can go through the machine. But bottle caps tend to be a PLA or an HDPE. So we're able to use those. And that's what we shred in our own like the grinding process. And then we also get some from Tyler's lab, where he like puts it through like industrial grinder and it's nice and smooth.
Yes, Gemini?
What was your favorite part about it?
The question was, what was your favorite part?
I'll go first. But yeah, my favorite part was like the stuff that we were able to extrude, because I worked on this project last semester as well. So like seeing how far we have come was like really impressive, because last semester we weren't even able to like get any kind of consistency in our filament. We forgot to bring the filament, but I wish we could show you what we were able to print. Was actually kind of impressive, like with what we were able to get, even though it wasn't like you couldn't use it, it was too inconsistent to use in a machine, but just what we were able to do was really impressive. So I like just being able to see that, even though we weren't really able to like get any usable stuff. It's like a big step forward.
I would say, like halfway through the semester, we went to Tyler's lab and he showed us around, and like he showed us like how this applies like in a bigger scale and like different products that you can use from the plastic. So he would like, it wouldn't be necessarily the plastic you use from the bottle caps like PLA or HDPE, but he would use like stuff that people throw out for packaging. So like those big, large containers that they use for pallets. He would like put in like his like custom built cycler, and he would get the plastic melted down, and he'd make like solid planks that you can use to like pretty much like plastic lumber to like produce things. And he'd like make like long boards that were actually pretty like sturdy when compared to like a wood board, where the emissions and like all the energy that goes into getting that wood would probably be about the same as producing the plastic, if not less than wood.
One of my favorite things about this semester was working with my fellow peers. I love connecting with them and able to see what we were like to problem solve, and how we were able to create this atmosphere of, even though our progress could seem as slow and disappointing or discouraging, but we were still able to connect with one another and learn from each other and just have a good time overall. So.
I'm gonna second that and say I really liked working in a group. I think that tackling a challenging problem like this and being able to like unjam the protocycler and just going through those small accomplishments, it really creates like a nice team building environment. And it was just really nice to have a group that we can all kind of suffer together, but also be proud of our accomplishments, which is really cool.
My favorite part about this project is probably learning about extrusion theory and kind of just messing around with trying to get the extrusion process, as smooth as possible. Sitting there on the computer, it's like messing with all the different variables. It was quite tedious, but that's like that little product progress I made. I wanted to kind of just almost be good enough, and for just a little bit of time, it was really fun.
Thank you, Walton Sustainability Services.